Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to McHale Center. Here are the starting lineups for today's game. First, the University of Nevada at Las Vegas, the Running Rebels. And one guard, 6'1", 180, a freshman from Detroit, Michigan, number 12, Anderson Hunt. At the other guard, 6'1", 188, a sophomore from Las Vegas, number 50, Greg Anthony. At center, 6'10", 200 pounds, a junior from Washington, D.C., 00, David Butler. At one forward, 6'7", 192 pounds, a sophomore from Pasadena, California, 32, Stacy Augman. At the other forward, 6'10", 200 pounds, a junior from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 44, George Ackles. And the coach of the Running Rebels, Jerry Tarkanian. And now, here's the starters for the Arizona Wildcats. Starting at one guard, 5'11", 170, a senior, East Chicago, Indiana, number 11, Kenny Lupton. Starting at the other guard, 6'3", 175, a junior from Shadow Hills, California, number 44, Harvey Mason. At center, 6'9", 200 pounds, a senior from Los Angeles, California, 00, Anthony Cook. At one forward, 6'6", 210 pounds, a junior from Del Mar, California, number 35, Judd Bushler. At the other forward, 6'8", 200 pounds, a senior from Tucson, 32, Sean Elliott. And the coach of the Wildcats, Luke Olson.
Maybe the game against North Carolina where Sean Elliott might have tried to do too much.
Yeah, I really believe that's why his shooting percentage is a little down. 3 Pac-10 officials, Bob Garibaldi, former baseball pitcher with the Giants, Bob Sidoff, and John Cabral. This is interesting. I really believe because of the Pac-10 officials that psychologically Jerry Tarkanian will pull his pressure off early because I think he's going to be afraid of getting in foul trouble since his kids have a reputation of being very physical and very aggressive.
The tip goes to the Wildcats. Sean Elliott brings it up. They've got Anthony Cook playing a center position, not his normal position. Sean Rooks will get that eventually. Ball is slapped loose and out of bounds, and the Cats will keep it. Judd Bushler inside, playing with a very sore arm. He had it banged yesterday, but he's in there, and it's unwrapped. They need some board work out of him today. This is Cook. Bushler rebound. Air ball. Rebound goes off to the Running Rebels, and here they come with Greg Anthony playing the point. Augman is number 32. Anthony will shoot more than some of your point guards will. Another freshman out there, Anderson Hunt.
Man-to-man defense right now by Arizona, but they will rotate into a matchup defense.
Shot put up and off by Butler. And a whistle and a foul against Arizona.
Stacy Augman really is not a good shooter. He's a defensive specialist. They've worked so diligently to try and improve his shot. He's dropped a little bit right now this year on a free throw line from 64% last year to 61 this year.
Out of the corner, Anderson Hunt won't go down. Rebound is put up and a whistle and a foul on Bushler. So Elliott and Bushler picked up quick fouls for the Arizona Wildcats as Nevada Las Vegas will take you to the board.
They really rebound. George Ackles gets inside position. There's the towel chewer biting his nails. I really believe, staying up with him last night real late, this man operates under fear of failure. You would think, Keith, this is his first game he's ever coached.
Well, that's why he's successful.
Exactly. He's always afraid. The Ackles, not a good free throw shooter, from out of junior college, out of Garden City, from out of Kansas City, the same school that produced Keith Smart, who starred for Bobby Knight.
Crowd giving him the business from behind the basket, but Ackles gets the second one.
Full court pressure defense. They come after you, trying to force the quick turnover and allow this to try and dictate their offense.
Blocking. Anthony. Foul Greg Anthony. Didn't have position. Elliott's a tough guy to pin down. He's too quick.
Greg Anthony has got great quickness and tremendous confidence. Came out of Rancho High School out in Vegas, went out to Portland University, and was an all-conference player in the WCAC, but decided to come back home.
Kenny Lofton handles the ball out in front, number 11. Elliott in the corner. Harvey Mason out in front. They'll take it to Lofton. He'll put it up for three.
Great pass by Elliott. He created that opportunity. That's a walk-in violation. He turned that over in the backcourt.
He took a hike in backcourt. Turnover, Nevada, Las Vegas. They had 38 over in Hawaii in the game they lost to Oklahoma.
Well, because Greg Anthony's making a big adjustment from a scoring guard to becoming a point guard, which is vital in Jerry Tarkanian's system.
Lofton, who's the property of the Houston Astros, played pro baseball last summer. Bringing it up, Anthony Cook and Harvey Mason. Almost an air ball and swept off the boards by Augman. Long lead pass to Hunt. Shot. No good. Rebound, Anthony Cook.
I'll tell you one thing, Keith. This is not Cupcake City. These are two surf and turfers going at each other.
Bushler along the baseline to Mason. Rebound, Butler.
David Butler is not really a wide body, but very quick and will be a great player in college.
Anthony won't get it. Rebound, Anthony Cook.
Not a good shot by Greg Anthony. Thinks a little bit too much offense rather than distributing the ball.
They're just burning off the adrenaline right now.
There's a lot of emotion out here. Believe me, these two coaches have been going at it.
Augman gets the foul.
We take a look right now at Elliott. Mr. Versatility. Look at a matchup right here with Stacey Augman reaching in. And that's what Jerry Tarkanian is concerned about. He can't afford to lose Augman.
Pace will slow down and settle down as soon as they burn the top off the adrenaline tank, I think. Pretty frantic so far, not a lot of scoring. Elliott, short off the front iron. Rebound Butler, lead pass Hunt. Takes it home. Missed it. Bushler cleans it for the Cats.
Bushler's a tough competitor.
Mason all the way. Shot blocked by Butler. Cleared to Hunt. One-on-one. Blocking, foul on Lofton.
What emotion on the floor, intensity. This is like at a playground right now, whether it be over in the Rucker in New York City or St. Cecilia down in Detroit. There goes Anderson Hunt. Now watch the defensive play. Lofton definitely blocks, not in good legal defensive position. This guy's so good looking, I hate to stand next to him and do an interview. Lute Olson. The guy had his looks, I might make it in TV, Keith.
Anthony brings it in. Anderson Hunt. They look inside. Butler's there. Tarkanian says he plays better with his feet than any big man he's ever had.
There's the zone defense. That's the one area I think can negate the great speed of University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Inside, good pass. Butler won't go. Elliott rebounds it for the Wildcats. And up comes Mason.
Elliott's a very versatile player, multi-dimensional.
Lofton, bad shot, forced it. Rebound, out to the Rebels, kick loose. Bushler picks it up, gives it away to Cook. Cook finally retrieves it, and Lofton goes for it, air ball.
Little AB air ball. I'll tell you one thing, both teams are playing very hard, a trademark, especially on the Lute Olson and a Jerry Tarkanian team.
Butler, we're even at 3.
Good low post player, came out of San Jacinto Junior College, had a lot of success there. Originally out of Washington, D.C., had grade problems and didn't play his senior year at Coolidge High School.
Augman picks up Elliott at midcourt. Into the corner, Mason. No, in and out, rebound. Slapped out, Augman hurries. Takes it up. Bad shot, forced it.
That's a Brick City, USA shot by Stacey Augman.
Rebels steal it. Anthony. Back to Augman. Underneath. Ackles. And he's fouled by Cook.
Cook is a shot blocker. He's a rejecter. George Ackles trying to take it home. There's a look at Lute Olson again on the side. There's the pass right by Augman over the top of Elliott. Ackles is going to take it up, but Cook, one of the better shot blockers in America, makes body contact.
Clint Rossum comes in for Nevada, Las Vegas, and Anderson Hunt goes out. Change for the Rebels. You get number 24 in the ball game, Matt Muehlbach. He is a good perimeter shooter, three-point man. And coming in for the Wildcats as well is Sean Rooks. He's a youngster, redshirt freshman out of Fontana, California, who's battling to control an asthma problem, and he can't go hard too long.
I really believe he's the key to the development of the Arizona program. If Sean Rooks becomes the player many people project him to be, a big, strong inside power player, they can become a real major force. His work ethic, Keith, is another little problem. I know about the asthma problem, but he's got to get a little better concentration and work ethic.
George Ackles 1 out of 3 from the line. Gets the second. And the running Rebels go to the lead 4-3 at 16:11 to go in the first half. And checking in for the Rebels, number 35. That's Moses Scurry. 7+ rebounds per game, 7+ points per game. Anthony Cook on top of the key to Muehlbach.
Muehlbach is probably their best post passer. Great pass inside to Elliott. Elliott gets the layup, but what a pass by Muehlbach. He led him perfectly.
Augman cross court. Rossum won't go with a three-pointer, and the Wildcats fumble it out of bounds.
Rossum is a specialist also shooting the ball.
15:41 to go, first half.
We're going to take a look right now at a great feed by Muehlbach to the lead hand and how he gets the baseline and goes in for a layup on a reverse layup, but it was created by the pass. Look at that pass to the lead hand, to the baseline side. He beats Augman, the defensive specialist. He says, Stacy, you made the Olympic team, but you can't stop me. I'm an All-American. I'm a PTPer. I'm tall, cool, and I can play.
The searing pace. The Rebels 1 out of 9 from the field. Arizona 2 of 11.
Look at the field goal percentages because of the defensive pressure and the tremendous energy level. You said it during the break to me. You said this is the way basketball should be played in terms of the intensity, and I agree with you.
Clint Rossum out in front with it, working with Augman outside, inside, Butler and Ackles.
It's a matchup. They want him to shoot over the top. They're concerned about their offensive rebounding power.
Augman.
Who said he can't shoot the ball? Did you say that, Keith Jackson?
I didn't say that. You did.
I know. He's really worked hard to try and improve his perimeter game.
Well, Tarkanian's of the opinion he'd been better off if he'd stayed home instead of going to the Olympics. His game would have improved.
I don't buy that. I think that's a great experience. Look at Elliott.
Answers. And we're even again at 7.
This year it's wide open for Player of the Year in college basketball, but I think when it's done, my choice is Mr. Elliott.
Scurry can't get it. Ball rolls outside. Rebels pick it up. Furious. Body contact inside. Butler.
Great recognition by David Butler to step into the open area of the matchup zone and shoot the little jump shot. Jerry Tarkanian is very high on Greg Anthony and David Butler.
Ball stolen by Anthony. 21 steals on the season for Anthony. Gives it to Scurry.
Great look by Anthony after making the steal.
And the Rebels jump out to a 4-point lead.
See, notice how he's backed up his pressure. He doesn't pick up full court. I really believe because of the officiating, he's afraid of the quick foul. Look at that pass. Look at that pass by the All-American Sean Elliott.
Bushler gets the basket. Anthony comes right back top of the key. 3-point, no 2-point. He's on the line.
He's a lead guard, Keith. He thinks a little bit more score, but like he said yesterday in our one-on-one meeting, he said, heck, Isaiah Thomas is a point guard and he scores.
Elliott handles it in front. Lofton there to the top. It goes Rooks. Muehlbach.
They got to dump it into Rooks inside.
Elliott puts it up short. Inside, the rebound won't go down. And the Rebels clean it out. Anthony. Inside, Butler. Foul by Rooks.
David Butler's a very active player. He's got good quickness. He knows how to recognize openings in the gaps in the zone. Now you watch him right here. He opens, he sees the little gap. Now he takes it up a little quicker than Rooks, and he gets fouled on the play.
Anderson Hunt comes back for Nevada, Las Vegas. Anthony goes out, and Harvey Mason comes in for Arizona. Butler now 4 points and 4 rebounds and going to the line.
You know, you talk about other great environments, certainly down in Vegas. We had them last year in that big win over Temple when Temple was #1, and I credit it to the crowd of Vegas as Vegas comes up short on a free throw line.
Lute Olson gets Anthony Cook back into the ball game now, and Rooks will go out.
Lute is really hoping that he can get some positive minutes out of Sean Rooks. He realizes that he can really be a major factor for this program.
Look at that. They beat him on the backboard. Scurry goes up and gets that missed free throw and puts it in to give them a 15-9 lead.
He's the best rebounder they have on the offensive boards. Moses Scurry out of New York City, originally signed with St. John's, didn't have the grades and went out of San Jacinto Junior College.
Out of the corner, Mulebach. Little hard off the iron, and the rebound goes to Augman.
I can't emphasize enough the great passing ability of Sean Elliott, looking over the top of defenses and with his good dribble penetration.
Rossum can't get it. Cook got a hand on it. Mason pulled it down.
Lute Olson's decision right now is to make Vegas shoot the perimeter shot. You talked about this yesterday at our meeting. You thought the zone would bother Vegas.
Bushler didn't go for it. Back to Mason.
Harvey Mason brings some music just like his dad, a famous musician, a jazz musician.
15-12 ball game as Hunt goes firing in.
Look at Anderson Hunt from out of Southwestern in Detroit with good penetration. He's a scoring guard. Defensive player, a little bit late stepping in. Oh, they called it on Anderson Hunt.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought maybe the defensive player moved in.
He was a little out of control when he went into the traffic.
Yeah, defensive player, according to the official, beat him to the spot.
Number 34 in for the running Rebels. That's James Jones.
James Jones comes in. He's big number 34. UNLV had an 8-2 run going before the foul. And the Wildcats play it in. Hunt after Mulebach.
Look at the way they play defense. A lot of pressure on the ball, denial on the wing. See that they really tighten up.
Elliott. And a foul, Augman. That's his second.
Jerry Tarkanian can't believe it. He wasn't too happy with the officiating out of Maui against Oklahoma. There's his quick step to the goal. Oh, I don't know. He bumps him.
Little ticky-tack.
Yeah, I think that's a no call right there. Jerry was very upset with the officiating against Oklahoma. He thought the Big 8 officials didn't give him a fair shake. Well, 2 quick technicals on him.
Nick Jones fields it off the board for the Rebels. They run it. Rossum travels.
They're really too fired up, Keith. They're playing at too fast a pace.
Yep, they're still wound tight. 3-point lead, Rebels.
Here, defensive specialist, Mr. Augman, against the penetration of Sean Elliott. Look at him right now, a little shake and bake. He takes him to the goal. He takes him on a one-on-one. He drops it down. Great pass inside the Bushler. The original 3D man. Drives, draws, and dishes.
Elliott now with Anthony checking him. Ball deflected and out of bounds, Nevada, Las Vegas. Rebounds becoming a factor now. The Rebels have 16, the Wildcats 8.
That's typical of a Jerry Tarkanian team. That means you're playing aggressive basketball when you're rebounding 2-1.
3 guards out there with Rossum, Hunt, and Anthony for Las Vegas. This is Hunt. Short. And Rooks back in, rebounds it for the Wildcats. So with Rooks and Cook both in there, the Wildcats have a little more muscle on the board.
Well, they're allowed in that sequence to push Cook out to the wing and allow Rooks to play on the inside and gives him great size.
Mulebach handling the ball. Yes, he is from Kansas. If he's a Mulebach, you got to be from Kansas, right?
And I'll tell you one thing, he's a very heady player, gets a lot of quality minutes.
Elliott turns inside.
One-on-one move by Sean Elliott. He's winning the battle right now.
I'll tell you right now that Anthony's not going to handle it.
It's hard to believe that Sean Elliott did not make our Olympic team.
Anthony for three. No. Rebound inside a Rebel. Scurry can't get it. And Elliott comes out with it.
What can he do, Keith?
He doesn't drive the bus very well.
Doesn't clean the locker room floor out either.
Cook.
Anthony Cook certainly going to be drafted in the NBA. Could be a late first rounder.
Arizona's on a 7-0 run. They've gone back to lead. They have the ball. Rebels hustle back and stop the break.
Jerry's team does a great job in defensive transition. Get back, put a lot of pressure on the ball. Two well-coached basketball teams.
Elliott's got Anthony. The ball gets loose, but he slaps it to Muehlbach. Take it inside. Ball is slapped away from Rooks. Gets it back.
Oh, they need the big wide body. Sean Rooks. They're waiting for him to arrive in Tucson, Arizona.
Wildcats on a 9-0 run right now. 18-15, three-point lead. Hunt to Rossum.
There's the perimeter. They're going to allow him to shoot the ball on a perimeter.
Hunt goes. No. Rebound, Muehlbach.
They are really forcing him to shoot that perimeter shot.
Massive collision and no call. Anthony won't go down. And it's Nevada-Las Vegas ball. And here comes now a couple of substitutions for each side as they get Augman back in.
This was the no call. You tell me no call right there. You got to blow that either way, but I think that is definitely a charging situation.
Augman is back. Anthony stays. So does Hunt. Ackles and Butler for the Rebels. Bushler. Mason out front.
They got to get the ball in the gaps a little more.
Ball slapped away from Augman. Picked up for a gimme underneath by Butler.
David Butler, when he hooks up next year with a Larry Johnson from out of Odessa Junior College. Remember that name, the best JUCO in America. Will be wearing a Vegas uniform.
Mason takes it inside, trying to force it, and whistles stop him.
They are going to be dynamite next year, but I'll tell you one thing, Jerry Tarkanian's team will dominate the Big West again this year and will be such a, I think, force down the stretch along with Louisville and really will be heard from at tournament time.
Foul is on Ackles, his first.
You know, it's amazing, Keith. UNLV's got 6 of its 8 top players are all new people, so that chemistry is still not there, the familiarity.
Mason handles it. Put it up. Rebound, Bushler loses. Anthony comes out with it. And stolen by Bushler. And he double dribbles.
Greg Anthony's having a little bit of a problem trying to make things happen too much by himself as a point guard. When you think of Jerry Tarkanian's teams, Keith, you think of his son Danny Tarkanian, Mark Wade, you think about guys like Ricky Sobers, guys that were point guards who distributed the ball to other people. And that's what Mr. Anthony has to learn.
Here comes Savanovic into the ball game. Stacy getting some time now, and Greg Anthony is going to go out.
Well, Stacy's a legitimate point guard. That's all he'll do now. He'll try to get the ball to all the key people on the floor.
A little bit out of control for a time. Wildcats lead by 1. 8:35 to go first half. There's a young man who had his moments wearing the Wildcat colors. Steve Kerr, injured reserve now with the Phoenix Suns. Clint Rossum out in front, handling the ball for Nevada, Las Vegas. Stacy Sianovich is in there now, probably with the intent to control things a little bit. Butler turn. Got a bounce.
Good offensive execution, and you're 100% right, Keith. Stacy Savanovic gives him that point guard to get the ball to key people, especially in attacking the zone.
Butler now with 8 points to lead all the scoring in the ball game for the Rebels. Nevada, Las Vegas shooting now 8 of 23. That's about 31%. This is Lofton. It's short, and he is fouled.
George Ackles has had a problem with foul trouble. He fouled out of 2 of the first 3 games for Jerry Tarkanian's basketball team. You also said it right early, Keith. This is a true test for these teams to get a real good evaluation of how good you are, rather than loading up on all those cupcakes and chomping them away and putting them away.
That's a second foul on Ackles. Tark working the officials right now. Foul came after the shot. He was not fouled shooting. He was fouled after the shot. That's why there is no trip to the free throw line.
Kenny Lofton should have a little bit too much quickness for Stacy Savanovic. There it is. There's that quickness.
Rebound, Cook. Inside Elliott.
Elliott is such a multi-dimensional player. There's a look at the father, Flanagan, coaching with his assistants. Howie Landa, a well-noted junior college coach, to the right. Vegas is a very aggressive basketball team. Arizona
got that foul.
Arizona's not going to back down. Here's the reversal. Now watch the quickness right now. Oh, look at the little push. Does he clear him away right there? What a block. What a block Cook laid on him.
They go to the line now as they get into the penalty situation. 1+1 for Elliott. He makes the first one.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has the record of the all-time at a Pac-10, 2,325 points. Sean Elliott's number 2, coming in today with 1,871. Todd Lichty, as he misses the free throw from Stanford, third at 1,779.
Arizona's ball. I'll tell you one thing. There are 20 elbows flying out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of intensity. These coaches have made this game really big to their kids. A lot of pride at stake.
Curry, Ron Curry, number 33 in there. Ball is stolen.
I can't believe it.
Time, huh?
Little hot dog, little mustard time. Embarrassment.
Hoffman.
He walked. He walked.
Walked for the ball.
What an embarrassing moment for George Ackles.
Small dose of humility here for George Ackles.
Look at Ackles. He wants to put this away in style. He thinks we're in a slam jam bam contest. It slipped. The ball slipped off his hand.
Wouldn't have slipped if he'd have taken it in there with 2 hands.
And made a nice little simple layup a la Keith Jackson. Knee up in the air, lay it on the glass.
Mubach handling it for the Wildcats with Elliott in the corner. Cook top of the key. They break Curry there. Elliott cross court. Mubach gets his man up. Freeze. Elliott won't go. And I mean, they are flat banging inside.
Both these clubs getting after it. I'm so impressed with the penetration and the passing ability of Sean Elliott. Tarkanian, a man who operates with fear of failure. Every game is the biggest game, but today a little special. He calls Lute Olson Midnight Lute. He says he strikes at midnight.
Butler got that foul, so Ackles has 2. Butler has 1 for the Rebels. And Bushler will go to the line for 1 and 1.
I want to explain that Midnight Lute concept. He wrote that in his column. Jerry's a writer as he misses this free throw.
Slapped back by Cook.
Because they lost Tom Tolbert. He thought he had him, and Tolbert ended up going to Arizona. And Mr. Tarkanian says Lute strikes at midnight.
Ron Curry leaves, and Sean Rooks comes back for Arizona. Turnovers, UNLV 8. Arizona 7. That's a pretty heady pace for both teams at 6:57 to go in the first half. Greg Anthony is back in, and Rossum goes out. Hunt comes back.
Anthony's a real talent. Came out of Portland University and just did a sensational job there. He wanted to get home to help his brothers and his sisters back home and join his mom, who lived in Las Vegas.
This is Ackles. Won't go down, and there's a foul on Anthony Cook.
If they can get any scoring out of Ackles inside, what a plus that would be for UNLV. As you look at the dapper Dan, the good-looking Mr. Lute Olson.
They've traveled enough to make it all the way to Phoenix, and yet we're tied at only 19 points. Pace has been furious, but neither team shooting very well, because each contest under the backboards, it's been a melee.
See, I think it's really good strategy by Lute Olson going to the zone defense for this reason, Keith. Early in the season, it is very difficult attacking matchup defenses because you spend so much time, most coaches, attacking man defenses and really working on your man offense at practice. And therefore, early, I think the zone defense has the advantage.
Nevada, Las Vegas back to the lead, 21-19 on the pair of free throws. Hunt after Muehlbach in the backcourt.
This is the quickest UNLV team I've ever laid eyes on as a team. They have great quickness. Nothing gimmick, straight man-to-man defense. Look at the bodies being cleared out inside.
Foul is Elliott.
He said, "What?" He can't believe it. Lute Olson can't believe it. He says, "Wait a minute, I'm Sean Elliott. I'm an All-American. You can't call that on me. Are you serious? Look, you see that they could have had it earlier. They could have had it earlier on Augment against Elliott. I love this kind of basketball, Keith. I can't stand those teams that load up on all those cupcakes. I'm not going to say that James Valvano's getting ready for a big three with Alabama State, Coppin State, and also Monmouth coming up. I know he's got to practice 3 hours a night to get ready for that big three. I promise not to say that.
Okay. You'll have to buy dinner the next time you go to Raleigh, too.
Well, he never spends anyway. James T. Valvano, one of the entrepreneurs of coaching.
3-point lead. Anthony on the line after the foul makes a pair to make it a 4-point lead for Nevada, Las Vegas.
Look at a trap
in the backcourt on Elliott, but they get it to Bushler.
When in doubt, they put it in the hands of Elliott, who makes things happen off his dribble penetration.
Brooks fumbles it. Ackles on the way. Missed it again. My goodness. Muehlbach comes back to Elliott. No. And the Rebels run it the other way. Anthony to Butler. Charging.
When they get it all together and get their chemistry and become familiar with one another, what a show Vegas is going to put on in their arena. I'm going to tell you, the Gucci gang is going to dance and celebrate. This team is going to be so exciting. Now watch Ackles right here. This was not an easy dunk. The defensive player steps in, breaks his angle. See, the defensive player made that happen. Just took him slightly off. Ackles has got to feel like a batter stepping in that batter's box, getting that curveball for strike three, standing there looking at it 2 consecutive touches.
Matt Othick is in the game now. He is a freshman from Las Vegas. So he's going to get some playing time.
He won a state championship
Number 12.
last year. Yep.
Babyface.
Went to Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas, originally committed to go to New Mexico, then changed his mind, said I'm going to Vegas, and then lastly, in July 8th, decided to go to Arizona.
There's a foul. Greg Anthony. So let's look at the foul situation now. Anthony with 2, Ackles with 2, Butler with 2, and Augman with 2.
Gary Tarkanian might have one of the most unbelievably qualified coaching staffs. Timmy Gerkerich, a former head coach at Pittsburgh, Howie Landa, Keith Starr. What a staff he has, and he delegates responsibility really well.
23-19, Nevada, Las Vegas leading by 4. Sean Elliott, 1+1.
I know
makes it 23-20.
I know someone that's watching this game at St. Mary's Hospital in Tucson. Mrs. Elliott, Sean told me to say hello to you. Get well really quickly. Get that back to heal. Your son is so proud and has tremendous love for his mom.
Now a 2-point ball game at 5:30 to go in the first half.
There's the matchup. It's very difficult to attack. You must communicate. You must get in gaps. You must move the ball.
Augman. Forced one outside, and Sean Elliott rebounds it for Arizona. Othick has a shot. Can't get it. Tip up, good. Brooks, second basket.
He's becoming a factor inside in his own little quiet way. Not sensational, but he's got the big, strong body.
Augman.
He's not afraid to shoot it. I'll tell you one thing. He seems like he's shooting it with a lot more confidence than last year.
26-23. Nevada, Las Vegas with the lead. Buellbach for three. Rebound, Sean Elliott. Missed it inside. And finally cleared out by Butler. Long pass to Hunt. Hunt runs over Offutt. Inside, very good.
Good call. Good no call right there. He really didn't have a whole lot of contact on Offutt. I'll tell you one thing, Matt Offutt is really charged up, getting some PT now against UNLV.
Silly foul by Anthony.
Yeah, really a silly foul in the backcourt.
That's 3 on Anthony.
You know, to clarify that Matt Offutt situation, he went where Jerry Tarkanian's son went to school, Bishop Gorman. Also a guy by the name of Brian Williams played with him, who I thought was the best big man in America last year for a freshman, and was at Maryland. He broke the hearts of the Maryland Rooters, and he's here now at Arizona, but he played with Matt Offutt in high school as a junior. Offutt originally committed to New Mexico. Gary Colson leaves. They invalidate the letter of intent. He says, I'm going to Vegas. Then all of a sudden, July 8th, he says, no, I'm going to Arizona.
Wayne Womack, another freshman out of Pasadena, California, checks in. Matt Buellbach goes to the line. Womack for Arizona. First one is good. Cianovich in at the point now. Number 33 in for Nevada, Las Vegas. That'll be Barry Young. He is a sophomore from Elliott, Missouri. 4:09 to play first half. Buellbach hits the pair, and it's a three-point game.
They really communicate and match up.
Hunt can't get it. Rebound, nice play by Butler. Feeds it inside. Scurry can't pick it up, and Young kicks it out of bounds.
Let me explain the matchup defense. You can play a man-to-man, you play a specific man, play a zone, you play an area of the floor. Matchup, you play an area, play a man in your area.
Running Rebels, 3:45 to go first half. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns in the hunt for a playoff spot at Miami. And then next Saturday, UCLA Bruins travel east to play the North Carolina Tar Heels at Chapel Hill. That'll be at 4 Eastern time next Saturday here on ABC Sports.
And UCLA is rejuvenated under Jimmy Herrick. That's quite a matchup, and Dean Smith's done an unbelievably great job when you think about J.R. Reed on the sideline, and they've played against all the tough people.
Offutt a little bit lazy with that pass, lucky to keep it. Mason tends in the corner, Elliott out front. Bushler top of the key. They go back to Offutt, getting quite a bit of playing time for the freshman.
He can shoot the ball. He's a
Up
lefty.
it goes. Got it.
He can shoot the ball.
Cianovich brings it down quickly for the running Rebels. Butler, top of the key. That's Barry Young. I had him from Missouri. It's an MD, Maryland, Ellicott, Maryland, not Missouri.
He's an outstanding shooter. He's backing up.
Well, he tried there, and he got it.
He made my scouting report look good, Mr. Offutt and Mr. Young. Thank you.
2:50 to go first half. 31-28. Lead Nevada, Las Vegas.
They're zoning right now. Jerry came out of the man-to-man. He's gone to the zone defense with this different lineup on the floor. Cianovich matching up out front like a 2-3 zone.
Elliott from the corner.
He tickles the twine. I just love him, Keith. I don't believe there's a better all-around player in the United States than Sean Elliott.
That three-pointer ties the game at 31. Elliott now with 12 points. Rebound, Elliott.
He's doing it all. Handling the basketball, scoring, rebounding. He is emotionally ready for this challenge of Stacey Augmon, a tremendous defensive player. Now here's the zone by Vegas.
Offutt. Whoa, way out.
That's an NBA trifecta. Matt Offutt, unbelievable. Listen to them here. They're rocking and rolling.
Wildcats go to the lead by 3. Bushler and Butler inside Scurry, and he's fouled. And the foul is on Womack.
Womack wanted a good-looking freshman along with Ron Curry. They believe they're going to be outstanding players here. There's the contact. Scurry from out of Brooklyn, New York. His brother played in the NBA with the Utah Jazz. It's amazing the job Lute Olson has done here. When he arrived, they were 1-17 the year prior in the Pac-10. And what he has done has just been an amazing story.
Scurry will go to the line. He has 6 points in the game, 3-point shooting. Rebels 3 for 8. Wildcats 5 for 7. Sionovich out. Rossum back in. That's a change for the Rebels.
Ron Curry came in also, number 33, replacing Sean Elliott.
Just barely tipped the net.
Not a good shooting basketball team. Jerry's teams rely so much on their great athletic ability, their quickness, and their tremendous energy level. Listen to this crowd. It's unbelievable.
Missed them both. Scurry goes in, gets the rebound. They call a foul on him. He went over the top.
As the Father Flanagan is coaching.
Foul situation. Rebels, Anthony has 3, Butler 2, Ackles 2, Altman 2. Cook has 3 for Arizona, and Elliott 2.
I mean, I love those wacko fans down at Durham, North Carolina. Certainly we're going to see some enthusiastic people when we go to Chapel Hill next week. But the McKeel Center and over in Iowa, they are something else up in Hawkeye Land. We know about the Carrier Dome.
Muehlbach. Bonus opportunity. Missed the first one, though, and a rebound taken by Barry Young.
They switch defensively, playing man-to-man right now. Arizona comes out of the matchup.
Young, 3 points.
He can shoot. He's going to earn some playing time. He was highly recruited out of high school, had some academic problems, sat the year out last year, and I really believe he can be a force off the bench.
Game is tied at 34. Bushler, top of the key, short. Rebound, Hunt. 2 against 3. Hunt keeps it. Young, short. Rebound, Rooks. Ricochets to Mason. 54 seconds to play in the first half. All even at 34.
Some good ball movement, really a key in attacking defenses. Great entry.
Pass inside to Bushler.
He had the great angle, but tremendous movement without the ball by Judd Bushler, one of the lost arts in college basketball. Move without the ball.
They're paying a little more attention to Barry Young now.
They need some patience right here.
Rossum can't get it.
Really need some patience.
Mason the foul.
Look at Lute Olson right there, stomping on the sideline. I was teasing him last night. I said, Lute, you're 0-3 against Father Flanagan, Jerry Tarkanian. He said, wait a minute, Dick. He hasn't been in Arizona yet.
That's Curry, not Mason. Ron Curry. It was a pick 'em. They chose Curry. Rossum can't get it. Arizona leading 36-34.
That Pac-10 has really improved this year. When you check out the scores right now, watch Oregon State, Ralph Miller's basketball team with Gary Payton. Also, Stanford is definitely going to be a solid club all year long. And we know about Arizona and the resurgence of UCLA.
Bushler. Muehlbach. Short. Butler. Pass over. So, at the end of the first half, the Arizona Wildcats, 36, University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
Good Jarris.
NFL score today. The Jets hammered Indianapolis. The Colts having their problems.
Bill Frieda at a press conference gave me an ultimatum. He said Dick Vitale should form the Cupcake Classic. He said, we'll play it at Chrysler Arena. Tell him to get Georgetown, North Carolina State, and Duke, and let's have the big game. I think that'd be great. Get a
Running
sponsor.
Rebels take the ball to start the second half of play. Trailing by a point. You've got Anderson Hunt, Greg Anthony, George Ackles, Butler, and Stacy Altman out there. Arizona in the zone with Bushler, Mason, Cook, Elliott, and Lofton on the floor. And up it goes from Hunt. Off the back iron. It was touched by Bushler, and the Rebels will keep it.
If that zone prevails in the second half, they're going to have to definitely get Mr. Hunt to shoot that jump shot. That opening is there at the top of the circle, and he's going to have to drive that down. Anderson Hunt.
Anthony is handling the ball, comes across to Hunt, looks for Butler, can't get him.
See, Hunt is wide open. He's got to drive that jump shot, step in the gap and shoot that jumper. Number 12, if they swing him the ball.
That's a bad shot by Butler. It goes into the hands of Elliott. And the Wildcats will bring it up.
Jerry Tarkanian's team's going to see a lot of zone defenses this year.
It's a little far out for Butler to be shooting that little turnaround.
Well, one of the best ways to beat the zone, and UNLV's capable of doing that against most people, is to beat it up the floor with layups off their defense.
Stacey Altman almost defecting the steal.
Some other clubs might scout him and say, I want to zone him, but they'll overpower him at every position. Lute Olson's team, as we look at Lute, who replaced Jerry Tarkanian in 73-74 at Long Beach State, his team has enough personnel to negate their pressure defense.
Bushler, top of the key. Lofton looks inside with it and goes to Sean Elliott, who is double teamed and he is fouled. And you got your choice here. Pick one.
Sean Elliott inside so quick. You know, he's playing with a policy, $1 million policy. That's right, insurance policy. Here's the $1 million man, Lloyd's of London. There he is, gets fouled, hit on the arm. He almost left school early. His mom urged him to stay in school. And certainly they were very happy here at McHale Center. But he has an insurance policy of which he has to pay for, it's worth $1 million.
Ackles has 3 fouls now. He just got that one, so he and Anthony have 3 each.
That's amazing, Keith, when you think about it. It protects them in case of any injury. I don't think a lot of people are aware that you can do that on a collegiate level, and that is definitely legal.
13 points for Sean now. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 personal fouls.
He's from out of Choya High School, a Tucson special.
Hit them both. 3-point lead now for Arizona.
This kid has talent. Greg Anthony, I'll tell you right now, he's got a lot of talent. There's that combination defense. They play a lot of man principles out of it. Create some problems. See, Anderson Hunt's not even looking at the goal, number 12. He's got to look at the basket.
Take it inside Ackles. Good pass.
George Ackles, known as a defensive player, very quick, good rebounder, great athlete. He can really run the court. A little bit limited offensively. Look at the versatility, handling the ball at 6'8", number 32.
Lofton. Charge, Lofton.
He has a tendency to play a little bit out of control. He could be a real candidate for my all-blur team. He's so lightning quick.
Well, the Houston Astros like him. They signed him.
What did Lute Olson tell us at dinner last night? He stole 25 consecutive bases at the end of the year?
Yep. This is not no. Rebound no. Up go the Wildcats, and Cook pulls it down for them. And Elliott brings it up.
They have to be careful. Anthony Cook has 3, and he's such a prime-time player.
Turnaround by Cook. Rebound inside. Elliott! Got it!
And he gets the roll. He gets the roll. Oh, they love him. Look at these fans. The tall, cool one, Mr. Elliott.
16 points for Sean. Hogman can't get it. Rebound Bushler.
Getting good rebounding position inside. Bushler, a quiet player, but a fierce competitor.
Lofton and Harvey Mason out front.
There's Hogman battling. 2:32. Oh, he just threw Elliott to the deck. He just threw him to the deck. Look at Lute Olson stepping on the court.
Elliott grabbed his ankle as if he had sprained it. He wears that leg brace as a protective device. It does not indicate weakness.
Look at this right here, number 32, Stacey Hogman battling him inside, throws him to the deck, the defensive dynamo, an all-Rambo man.
Hogman now has 3, Anthony 3, and Ackles 3.
I think the big danger is for Lute Olson's club, Anthony Cook. They cannot afford to lose 0-0. He has 3 fouls. They need his experience along that baseline.
Elliott takes it in.
He's a superstar with a capital S. He is absolutely superb.
18 points. Anthony, a wild shot from the top of the key.
Little nothing but nylon. He tickles the twine. They beat him down the floor for a layup. Harvey Mason.
Mason gets that 4-point lead. Biggest lead of the ball game for Arizona. As Mason comes up with it, Lofton handles it in the corner.
Right now they're looking to go to Elliott. They're going to try to post him on a box here. He's working on the inside along that baseline.
Cook's got position. Lofton takes it in.
Nolan rotates. I'll get a TO, Jerry. Get a timeout, baby.
Hackles inside. Back to Hunt. Cross it goes. Altman drives. Can't get it inside. Butler loses.
They're really having a tough
Nevada,
time.
Las Vegas ball. And Russell will come back in for the Rebels.
They're really having a tough time getting any kind of rhythm to their half-court offensive game, UNLV. Rossum will come in to try and give them some perimeter shooting.
Muehlbach replaces Lofton for Arizona. Ron Curry comes in, and Bushler will get a respite. Anthony inbounds, Rossum. Back to Anthony in the corner.
Curry's a real good athlete, number 33 from Bloomington, Illinois. They expect big things out of him to replace. There he is with the ball to replace Sean Elliott. He excites me. I'd pay to see Sean Elliott play. I would pay to see number 32 play, the kid with the rock right now. Look at that pass.
Curry. Rebound, Cook got a piece of it, slaps it out to Mason. Back to Elliott.
Count it! Count it!
8-point Wildcat lead. 20 points for Sean Elliott.
A real PTPer, a primetime performer. Your wife is going wild looking at all the noise here. She can't believe it. Your wife, Tori, Keith.
Butler rebound. No. Elliott comes out with it.
Oh, you gotta love this. You don't have this emotion in football. You gotta love this. Oh, Keith Jackson.
Muehlbach slows it down for a moment. Inside Cook. And a foul on Ackles. That's 4.
He's known to get in foul trouble. He's fouled out of 2 games of the early 3. You know, it's impressive when you look at who these people have played early. UNLV's played DePaul, Oklahoma, Memphis State, Arizona's played New Mexico, North Carolina, and Temple. They don't play any cupcakes. Keith, to me, these are the 2 big guys right here in foul trouble. Mr. Cook and Mr. Augman. Augman is the defensive guy with the quickness and the long arms to negate the great one-on-one ability of Sean Elliott. That was a major concern of Jerry Tarkanian. On the other side, a major concern of Lute Olson, getting Cook in foul trouble because he has such an inexperienced baseline.
Anthony Cook takes the inbounds pass. The white-clad Arizona Wildcats leading 48-40. Cook couldn't get a hold of it, but he gets it on the follow, and he is fouled by Butler.
That was set up during a timeout. They ran a back screen. They ran a back screen after exchanging on the boxes. They throw the ball. They don't have the great timing here, but he has the presence to catch it and take it back up, and Butler comes over the top with the foul.
Second half field goals, incidentally, Dick. Arizona's 5 out of 7, while UNLV 2 of 8.
It was really a change in direction by Anthony Cook. He ran an up move and then cut to the basket. Some call it a V cut.
Makes it a 3-pointer, 51-40. A big 11-point lead, Arizona. Greg Anthony, Stacey Augman, Clint Russell, inside Butler, and a foul. Foul is Rooks.
I really like some of the things I see out of David Butler, especially his quickness inside. But the real problem, as Arizona's dominated the second half with a 15-5 spurt, is the fact that UNLV is not getting any kind of perimeter shooting at all. And we thought that would be a major problem. In fact, that was one of our keys before the game, attacking the matchup defense.
Butler misses the first one.
He doesn't have the towel out yet. He's not chewing on a towel. He usually chews on that towel faster than Tommy Lasorda chews on some good linguine.
Going to play the middle. You're going to have to play with your feet. And Jerry said last night he thought Butler, for a big man, used his feet as well as anybody he had had. Muhlbach works it up now, 51-41, Arizona leading, 14-15 to play in the ball game. Sean Elliott's been dominant, misses that one. And the rebound, Butler.
It's a big possession right now. UNLV needs a deuce right here.
Augman lost it. Elliott knocked it out. UNLV keeps it.
Augman from out of John Muir High School. The first time I heard about him was from Larry Brown. He said, Dick, that kid has got great potential. From out of California.
Clint Rawson and Greg Anthony handle it out in front for the Rebels. Augman comes out to help.
Rossum's got to shoot the ball. He is a shooter.
Anthony forces one, and Augman rebounds it, gives it away, and Scurry tries. Moses can't get it, and Cook does for Arizona.
Moses is a rebounder. Any score he gets is off the glass. Look at that change of direction.
He fed it off to Muhlbach. Elliott did, because he didn't have control of it. And a whistle stops him, and you got a foul.
The first guy to tell me about Sean Elliott was the guru from out of New York in five-star camp, Howard Garfinkel. He said, Dick, this kid's going to make the McDonald's All-American game after laying eyes on him at his camp, and not a lot of people had heard about him at that time, but then the kid was injured and did not play in the McDonald's All-American game down in Dallas.
Sean Rooks now with 3 fouls. Anthony Cook has 3 for Arizona. 10-point lead for the Wildcats.
Notice how they play off Stacey Augman. If he wants to beat him from the perimeter, they're going to allow him to shoot the ball.
Butler inside, shot blocked by Anthony Cook, holds the school record for blocked shots at Arizona.
He's one of the premier shot blockers and rejectors in America. Look how smooth he handles the rock. Look how smooth.
Mason.
Remember, Stacey's got 3 fouls, number 32.
Rooks inside, won't get it. Arizona ball.
I really believe Rooks is going to become a force as the season progresses. There comes the towel. It's chewing time.
Ball off Moses Scurry's leg.
You know how wacky this game is. Grown man in their late 50s chewing towels? My wife used to say to me, I can't believe you were my husband watching you operate on a sideline.
Watch Cook now, block this shot.
He gets the good angle, the good timing. He has perfect timing right here. A lot of times people will call that goaltending when you shoot it directly in front of the hoop. Remember, you got to get it on its down upward flight.
Rebels steal it. Anthony, no. The rebound, Rooks. Out to Mason, and Mason to Cook. Missed it. Rebound, Russell.
Neither team made a good decision in transition.
Butler.
Ooh, David Butler. They're going to love you, David. They're going to love you in Vegas.
Both teams a little bit out of control on those 2 trips up and down the floor.
Greg Anthony has to learn how to make better decisions with the ball. But remember, he's been a scoring guard all his life.
Arizona had that big surge, and they've now slowed as Nevada, Las Vegas broke it. This is a game of surges, basketball is.
There's Harvey Mason, a good one-on-one player, a driver and a slashing kind of scorer.
Brooks is fouled by Ackles. No, not Ackles. It's 34, James Jones.
Brooks looked impressive yesterday at the practice session, and you just can see that he has a world of potential. You can't teach 6'10" in about 245.
Stojanovic in, replacing Anthony for Nevada, Las Vegas. Mason sits down. Othick comes in for Arizona.
Stojanovic doesn't have anywhere near the pure athletic ability and the pure talent of Greg Anthony, but he right now is on the court to give them leadership, control, get their execution out of their half-court game.
Augman holding Sean Elliott.
That's 4. That's the big major concern of Jerry Tarkanian before the game. He told me, Dick, I'm really concerned about Stacey trying to check Sean Elliott. He's got to go to the bench. He's got to bring in a sub.
Augman and Ackles both with 4 personal fouls.
Two collegiate powers are on a collision course. The UCLA Bruins head east to face Dean Smith's North Carolina Tar Heels next Saturday on ABC's College Basketball.
Watch Elliott right here in a defensive man. Mr. Augman's going to come up and check him, but we're going to see how he right now goes a one-on-one play, and he's going to bump him. Right here, you're not going to get away with this on the road. And there's the bump by Stacey Augman, and there's the whistle for the 4th foul.
Wildcats bring it in. Leading by 8, 51-43, and Rossum now is trying to check Elliott, who's had a big day, 20 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. The freshman Othick being checked by Hunt, and Bushler being guarded by Butler. Anthony Cook, and Othick inside Bushler.
Good execution. Bushler gets good post position, locks his body on a box, and converts. Remember the size differential now with Elliott 6'8" going against Rossum.
Rossum off the back line. Bushler rebounds it, cleans it out to Othick. Ahead.
Oh, what a great pass.
And a foul.
Tremendous lead pass. Matt Othick is going to be a contributor to this program.
Sejanovic, I think, got that call.
There's the look by Othick. He throws the lead pass. There's the lead pass right now, and there's the contact. A little bit ahead of the goal. Tough for him to make an attempt to shoot that basketball.
Anthony Cook with 5 points in the ball game.
You know, last year they're 35-3, and they lose Steve Kerr, McMillan, and they lose Tom Tolbert. And everybody thought this team would suffer, but they're going to get better and better and better. They played in a tough tournament up in Charlotte. They beat Temple easily, but they're beaten by North Carolina, who I think the Michelangelo's doing one of his great coaching jobs without J.R. Reed.
That's 17 fouls now on Nevada, Las Vegas. With 11 minutes plus to play, that's a problem.
The bigger problem's right here, Keith. Attacking the matchup. Can they knock down the open jump shot? They're just allowing them all day to shoot the ball over the top. See, Rossum's wide open. He's got to drive and shoot that jumper. He's a good shooter.
Sejanovic won't go down. Rebound fought. Jones inside. So James Jones hung in and got one.
They live off the offensive rebound, just as Georgetown does. Georgetown, another great team in attacking the glass. Look at the poison, Matt Othick. He got a lot of ink today in the paper about how this game was special since he played at Bishop Gorman High School in Las Vegas. Oh, there's a foul right there.
Foul on Muehlbach.
No doubt about that.
Quick hands and the foul.
You know, I mentioned Othick earlier committing to New Mexico. The athletic director did not sign the national letter of intent, and therefore it was invalidated. And when Gary Colson lost his job, he decided he wasn't going to go there. There's a guy that deserves to be a head coach somewhere. He's serving as an assistant now under Lou Campanelli. Gary Colson should be a head coach somewhere in America.
4 team fouls now on the Wildcats.
There's the matchup, falling back, giving you the perimeter, trying to shut off the errors. The perimeter, you got to shoot that ball, Stacy.
That's going to be a foul on Muehlbach.
See, their confidence right now is shattered, but they're not looking to shoot, Keith. See, right now, look at this. He's got to shoot that ball, Keith.
Wide open, nobody around him.
When I talk of matchup defense, they try to match up with a man in the area of the floor. They must communicate. It's not a true zone.
Hunt. Rebound, Anthony Cook.
Hunt and Rossum, that basket's just coming up there with a lid on top.
Elliott.
They'll post Elliott inside against Rossum.
Muehlbach for 3.
Their bench really explodes, too. The kids from out of Arizona last year, the Gumbies, going wild on that bench.
Sejanovic inside the circle hits one. And it's 58-47 at 9:20 to play in the game.
Sejanovic wide open. Look at the versatility, handling the ball, bringing it up the court at 6'8". What a great pass that was. Put it right to the perfect hand. Now he wants a post. They want to get him the ball down inside. They want to get the ball to Elliott. He's trying to get down in the boxes. There it is. Thank you, Mr. Elliott.
22. 24, 22.
Why are you laughing at me? You're laughing at me, Keith.
Sejanovic again. He's hit 2 in a row.
Sejanovic looks over at Jerry Tarkanian. Says, Coach, I can shoot the rock. I'm going to knock it down.
10-point lead, Arizona.
Is he smooth between the legs? He wants to go back down inside to show his versatility. Number 32. Rossum says, don't get him the ball. I don't want him to embarrass me here. Don't let him get the ball here.
Rossum fouled him.
He's giving up too much size, and they're taking advantage. Now, that's a sign of a well-coached basketball team.
I don't think Clint can handle him. He's just too big.
He's too big, and he's too quick, and he's too talented.
Rossum now joins a gathering group with 3 personal fouls for Nevada, Las Vegas. Anthony and Butler, Augman and Ackles have 4.
The only team that'll give UNLV a run for a while will be the University of California, Santa Barbara. Jerry Pym does a good job.
Yep, Jerry Pym, he had him banging the other night against Loyola.
Well, at worst, they'll lose 1 game. UNLV in the conference. They're going to be a dominant basketball team. This is a tough place to come in and try and get a win here, especially with an inexperienced team that hasn't played together cohesively. They will ultimately be an outstanding team and a top 10 team in America.
Elliott gets the free throw. Lofton and Mason are back in at guard positions. I thought Muehlbach and Othick did a good job when they were in there.
I like Matt Othick. I think Othick is definitely going to get into their rotation of their guard play.
Ackles is back in with 4 personal fouls. They slap it out. Mason picks it up.
I think it's going to give a real challenge to number 11, Kenny Lofton, to pick it up a little bit. But knowing that he has those people sitting behind him, competition usually brings out the best in people.
Sejanovic trying to handle Elliott. Can't do it.
There's nobody in this building that can handle that man today. He is in another world playing like an absolute superstar.
They got Barry Young back in now. Go to Ackles underneath, and he rolls it in.
George Ackles gets good position inside. Barry Young gave him some offense off the bench. You know, Michael Jordan said he's the one guy that he would pay to see play also. Number 32, Sean Elliott.
Lofton to Mason, who's open, short. Slap it out, and a whistle. And it's on Sean Elliott, his 3rd.
You know, it's amazing when you think about Father Flanagan, Jerry Tarkanian, as we look at Lute Olson. 6 consecutive trips to the NCAA. He's won 6 PCAA championships in a row. Unbelievable record. Watch right here how we're going to show Mr. Elliott trying to work inside, trying to get free for the ball. And Muehlbach's going to make the great entry inside. But watch how, right here, Elliott, it's an M&M'er. It's a mismatch. Rossum can't handle him. Now look at the head fake. Oh, Nelly, he left something on the floor, Mr. Jackson.
All right, the Rebels bring it up. They're down by 11.
Man-to-man defense. They come out of the timeout, come out of the matchup, and play man-to-man.
Jones out in front with the ball, number 34 for the Rebels. Inside they go. Shot missed by Butler and cleared by Elliott. Long lead pass.
Oh, what a pass! What a pass by Sean Elliott! They're dancing in the aisles of the Kill Center!
13-point lead now for Arizona.
Is he an All-American kid? Am I overrating him?
A 3.
Woo. Look at this pass right now. Watch this lead. He gets the rebound, 6'8", and he kicks that baby on the button. That's like Randall Cunningham, who played at UNLV, the great quarterback.
Well, he's broadening his horizon for his future, because what we have seen today, he can play anywhere you put him, but particularly for a professional club, he could play outside for you.
And he's making some money today. You better believe the eyes looking at him. As Kenny Lofton, with a great speed and quickness, has to learn how to play a little bit better under control.
Forced it in to Cook, and the foul is on James Jones.
You know, I was talking about Jerry Tarkanian's record a little bit earlier. In the last 6 years, Vegas was 183 and 26. Shoot a towel, Jerry. Can't shoot that towel. He knows this is a developmental stage for his team. At the end of the year, this team will definitely be there. You know, they got 6 in a row in the NCAA, but North Carolina's got 14 consecutive trips to the NCAA. Georgetown 10, Kentucky 9. And then we look at North Carolina, A&T with 7 and 6 teams tied with 6.
Cook makes the first one to rebuild the lead to 11 for Arizona.
It's been amazing that he's been able to stay out on a 4th foul with the kind of contact going on inside.
12-point lead at 6:20 to play in the ball game. UNLV outside today, 7 of 18 in 3-point shooting. Anthony takes it inside, picked off by Lofton, slapped away by Anthony. But the key thing, I think, here for Nevada, Las Vegas outside, Dick, is that Hunt is 0 for 6.
That's been a major problem. Shooting the perimeter shot, something Jerry Tarkanian was aware of. We had it as one of our keys. The major story has been the inability to knock down the perimeter shot against a matchup zone defense. Oh, now they're going to a little 2-3 high, looking for backdoor cuts for layups.
There it is for Cook, and he's fouled by Butler or Jones, either one.
They're going to a 2-3 set, a la what Eddie Sutton likes to run down at Kentucky, and they're going to try to free people for backdoor layups.
Butler now will go for his 4th personal foul. You know, 3 Rebels, Augman, Ackles, and Butler have 4.
That's Kevin O'Neill, outstanding assistant coach, sitting right next to Lute Olson. But you know, really, when you look at both coaches, they may be unique in their personalities, but they have one common denominator. Their kids love to play the game, they play together, and they play to win, and they play hard.
6 for 6 at the line for Anthony Cook today. He's out of Van Nuys High School in the San Fernando Valley.
You know, when I look right now at Jerry and also Lute Olson, I think the 6 guys that Super 6 and making their teams play hard. Tarkanian, John Thompson, Mike Krzyzewski. You got to talk about Bobby Knight, Dean Smith, and the 2 here today.
Russell way outside, follows, shoots it again. Can't get one. Inside, Butler lost it to Lofton. Coming up on 5.5 minutes to play in the ball game, and you got a 14-point Arizona lead, and Elliott.
A little jammer, slam jam, bam! But it was the 3D man who just blew by Stacey Augman.
Butler is fouled by Lofton. Count the basket.
David Butler, Sporting News' choice as the player of the year in junior college. But what a play we just witnessed by Sean Elliott. He drives, he draws, he dishes. Look at him right here. He beats Stacey Augman. He draws number 34 to him. He draws 0-0 Butler to him. He dishes it to Mr. Cook. And Mr. Cook goes up, up, and away. Slam, jam, bam.
Butler at the line for Nevada, Las Vegas with 13 points, 11 rebounds.
There's a trap right now. There's the foul in the backcourt.
That Augman?
No, I don't think it was on Augman. Oh, yeah, they blew it on Augman.
5. He's gone.
He's a tough competitor. Today, there's no doubt Sean Elliott won this battle, and I believe there was a lot of pride on not making the Olympic team, and he knows Stacey was the last selection at number 12, but you can't hold that against Stacey in any form or fashion. They were looking for a defensive specialist, John Thompson, and he answered the call for what they were looking for.
Barry Young comes in, replacing Augman now with 5:13 to play in the game. 71-58 Arizona. Augman leaves with 6 points. He made 2 3-pointers.
As the coaches, Tony McAndrew flashing a 10.
1+1 for Elliott. Missed the first one. Deep rebound, and the Rebels come out with it.
They flash sign.
Ackles loses it inside. Hard pass. He couldn't catch it. And they turn it over.
That 10 indicates a special defense to go into. They have a number of defenses they play, and the numbers indicate different defenses.
Cook inside, missed it. Rebound Butler.
This kid's been quiet. Greg Anthony's not had a good day here today.
That's Russell out of the corner. Elliott, another rebound.
He's all over the court. He knows it, too. You can just feel it. He's playing with such confidence.
Look at him take it.
People are one of the great individual shows I've witnessed thus far in the last 5 years. I'll tell you the truth. Look at him right here. Look at him. All-American. First-round draft choice. Stacey King, Danny Ferry, Sean Elliott, Glenn Rice. They'll all be in a run. Sherman Douglas for Player of the Year. It's wide open. But right now, preseason, this is my choice, number 32.
That foul was on Rossum. So Augman's fouled out. Ackles, Butler, and Rossum all have 4 apiece. And Elliott adds another point to his total of 26.
And I love every guy I just mentioned. I love calling the action on the kids we just talked about because they're certainly all Rolls-Royce players. B.J. Armstrong, another great one from out of Iowa.
4:25 to play in the ball game. Young handling it. He looks like he might have the most promise as an outside shooter for him, though. Cook got away with a block. I thought that could have been goal.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I thought they missed the goaltending call. Barry Young, certainly a contrasting style from Stacey Augman. He's a perimeter scorer and shooter. Stacey is the defensive guy.
Ted Rossum doing the best he can with Sean Elliott, who's having a career day today.
They're going to try to flash and run some backdoor cuts. Trying to lay some screens, interchanging, flash into the boxes.
The blue-collar guy, Bushman's had a big day, too. He's played an outstanding game. Mason, they keeps it alive on his knees. Cook inside.
He's so quick on the box inside. When he gets down in the lane, he's got that great first step and quickness to the goal. Don't forget the job by Muehlbach and Matt Optic off the bench, too.
Right. Anthony is fouled by either Lofton or Bushler.
That's Howie Landis standing in front of Jerry Tarkanian. Anybody in the basketball world knows Howie Landis. We look at Lute Olson. This guy doesn't get ruffled at all. Look at his threats. I'm so jealous of his hairstyle, his looks. I told his lovely wife, Bobby, I said, why can't I have the looks of your husband?
Lofton now with 4 personal fouls.
Any coach that talks about a Jerry Tarkanian basketball team says you better lace them up to come to play because they will play with great energy.
Good rebound inside by Moses Scurry. And he's fouled. I think that's Cook.
That's 4 on Cook.
4, yep.
Last 3:21 on the clock, up 15. He's probably going to take him out for a minute or two just to get some experience, maybe to someone off the bench like a Sean Rooks.
At 3:21 to play, 75-60, 15-point Arizona lead, defending Pac-10 champion.
Oh, he's going to leave him on the floor.
75-61, we'll be back. Final gasp right here for the running Rebels. If they are to have a run, it's got to come here. 3:21 to play, 75-61. Out in front, it is Hunt's first basket of the day.
Wow.
4-7.
Where have you been, Anderson Hunt? They needed that jump shot. He's from out of Southwestern High School in Detroit. His high school, coached by a Perry Watson, went to the final 6 consecutive years and lost the state championship.
Press. Anthony after Elliott.
These fans don't want anybody to even touch Mr. Elliott.
Anthony Cook with 4 personals still out.
Oh, they got him. They missed Cook for a layup.
Missed him. He was wide open.
He had a backdoor cut for a layup. We're going to see them spring somebody from the wings.
Elliott is fouled. Goes down hard. Foul Anthony.
Got to be careful he doesn't get hurt right here. Here's Greg Anthony trying to meet the challenge of checking Mr. Elliott. Oh, little intentional right there, Keith.
Well, Elliott thinks so. He's very unhappy camper right now. He got up hot.
I mean, he grabbed him with the right arm, but with the left arm, he seemed to come over the shoulder. Uncalled for. Don't need that right now.
We're at 2:48 as Elliott goes to the line.
As I said earlier, his mom's in a hospital here at St. Mary's Hospital in Tucson with a little back problem, and he wanted us to remind his mom that he sends his love. He's such a classy kid with a capital C-L-A-S-S. I can spell. I went to Seton Hall and my master's degree. I got a little scared. If it's more than one syllable, I'm in trouble.
Cut. That won't go. Young ups it. Got it.
Barry Young can score. He is a known scorer.
Young's got 10 now. Look at this.
He does anything he wants with the ball.
Burning the clock now, leading by 11. Anthony Cook is fouled by Butler. Just as he started the drive, Butler hooked him.
Frustrated Jerry Tarkanian. There's Anthony Cook.
Butler's gone now.
There's the rotation over. Butler grabs him. You can also get Anthony, whoever you want. They get Butler first.
So the second big man leaves for the Rebels, and that'll bring James Jones back in. Butler leads the ball game with 14 points.
You know, a lot of people are going to have UNLV, I'll guarantee you, in the number 1, 2, 3 spots in America next year preseason with the arrival of Larry Johnson from out of Odessa Junior College from out of Texas, a 6'7" man. We had him in a McDonald's All-American game, and he was just something special 2 years ago.
Cook, first miss of the day from the foul line, but guess who gets the ball? Sean Elliott.
Look at him spread the court, good balance, good spacing, isolation, no one rotates over, and there goes your favorite guy, a blue collar worker.
In goes Hunt.
Anderson Hunt has been quiet the entire game, hits a jumper and then hits a layup.
Rebels steal it. Tackle Mason.
You like calling that tackle, I'll tell you that. You like that, calling that tackle. I told you, now you got the Rose Bowl, but be careful because Michigan is going to blow away that team from the Pac-10.
My granddaddy had a phrase for comments like that. Never let your mouth overload your rump.
Any team that has a Vital out of center position, he calls it Vitali. He only made second team All-American. How come he didn't make first team? I'm not going to claim I know him.
But I do agree with you. At the end of the season, Michigan Wolverines good as anybody. And so is Michigan State, for that matter. George Perlis won 6 in a row to finish the year up at East Lansing.
I get you all fired up. We start talking about that pigskin.
After watching these guys today, I'm running out of wind. Very young.
Luke comes from that small town. Where did he say it was yesterday?
Mayville.
It's so small, about 1,500 people. The only heavy industry they had in town was the 305-pound A-model lady. Look at Michigan, another blowout. Bill Frieda, we're not going to count any of these wins. The only win he has is over in the Maui Classic. All the other wins we don't even count. His wife gets on him at breakfast. She says, Bill Frieda, his lovely wife Janice, I agree with Dick Vitale. Play some tough teams.
Othick handling the ball. Interesting that freshman's out there. Game is long since decided, but Lou Olson clearly, I think now, Luke wants to season him. Elliott puts it up.
You know, with a minute and 9 points, Lou Olson is not as relaxed as many people in this building are, and some have left. He knows with the trifecta, a 3 here and a 3 there, you got yourself a war in the last 30 seconds.
That's Anthony receding for that foul, so Greg is gone. So the Rebels have run into serious foul trouble today.
George Ackles.
Or is it Ackles? Is it Anthony or Ackles?
No, they got Ackles. And he's going to be a solid player in a lane for Jerry Tarkanian once he gets familiar to the college environment. Remember, it's a big adjustment coming out of the junior college ranks. They dominate. They play that fast pace usually. And this adjustment to the defensive end is a real tough adjustment to make.
Well, the one thing that has surfaced today that I find kind of interesting for Arizona is they've got 4 guards that can play full speed well.
Yeah, they got guards that can shoot the ball with Optic and Muehlbach in a perimeter. They can also rotate Judd Bushler back there. Arizona, just like UNLV, as the season progresses, will get better and better and better.
Elliott now hits 30 points.
There's the 10. Flashing the defensive alignment.
And Anthony's shot, wild shot, well short.
That's been the story for UNLV all game long. Inability to knock down the open jump shot. This guy won't stop coaching. He's not a quitter, I'll guarantee you that. You don't win the way he's won over the years. W after W after W. You know what's great about Jerry Tarkanian? He's made the adjustment. At Long Beach State, he was a team and a coach that played with patience and the zone. He comes to UNLV and he goes to the run, press, and the exciting man-to-man pressure defense and the running game.
Offutt comes out of there with it.
When in doubt, get it to Mr. Elliott. He's looking.
That'll do it for Anthony. Now he's gone.
They're supposed to have points of emphasis this year on whether or not one of the points of emphasis at the end of the game, whether it's an intentional foul or not.
Anthony, Augman, Ackles, Butler, all foul out.
Mr. Jackson, they just got themselves a whipping today. That's as simple as can be.
You can't beef about the officiating. I don't think there's walk coming there. There were some ticky-tack calls, went both ways.
They just got a whipping.
Just got whipped.
Sean Elliott just was the dominant force the entire game. He just dominated the game like a Barry Sanders does in football with Oklahoma State. See, I've been staying abreast of football since I started working with you.
It's kind of fun, isn't it?
Oh, give me this game. Those guys with the helmets and out there beating up on people. These are the greatest athletes in the world. You tell me there's an athlete in football that has the athletic ability of number 32. Name one right now playing in college. Rodney Peete.
Maybe a couple of hundred. You just name one yourself.
They got a great, enthusiastic environment here. They really do. And Hawkeye Land up in Iowa has the same. Lute Olson could be proud of this. I think you said it earlier. All the tickets are not even put on public sale.
Elliott 32 points now. He's 13 of 17 from the foul line. Cianovich back in there. Parks running out of folks. Run shot is blocked. And the Rebels will keep it.
I think Lou was telling us at dinner last night, maybe I'm wrong with the statistic, but didn't he say that they sold out for a red-white game and had 2,000 people waiting outside, couldn't get in? Yep.
What numbers for Elliott today? What an awesome afternoon. It's been a pleasure to watch it. Cook. He's fouled by Hunt.
It has really been a pleasure. In fact, I'm almost ready to give back my fee for working today, but don't count on that, Mr. Jackson. No, with Christmas and with wife and 2 daughters to take care of. But really, he's been something special.
Three-point shooting today. UNLV, again, going back to the basic, what we perceive here as a weakness they must try to overcome, and that's outside scoring, perimeter shooting.
Shooting the ball from the
8 out of 24.
Wow.
I won't get it.
We're going to have a good time next week, too, down at Basketball Country in Chapel Hill. They'll dance down there, and they're building something special, especially without J.R. Reed. Listen to the crowd for Sean Elliott.
Standing ovation. Cianovich drove it inside. A scramble and Sean Rooks. No, Bushler. Judd gets the call. So Elliott leaves the ball game with 32 points, 13 rebounds.
What's really great, you don't see any envy at all for the stardom of Sean Elliott. You see the love, the smile. So many programs, you'll have the great individual player, but yet you'll have that envy and the dissension. But right here, there's so much togetherness.
Well, that young fella standing there with him, Wayne Womack, is going to be a principal performer down the road for these Wildcats, too.
He went to the same high school and played on a state championship with Stacy Augman down there in John Muir High School in California.
18 seconds to go, 84-72, and Barry Young now has 14 points in the ball game.
See, that's
the whistle and a foul on Cianovich.
That's what I was talking about a little bit earlier. The points of emphasis this year, according to Ed Stites and his committee, is at the end of the game, does he really make an effort to play the ball, or does he try to stop the clock? It was very obvious he's trying to stop the clock. It should be intentional with 2 shots. Look at those numbers. Wow.
making 15 rebounds.
You know, he's 260 points going into this game behind Bob Elliott from out of Ann Arbor back in the mid-70s, who has the all-time record, 2,131 points for Arizona.
Three-pointer out of the corner. And as the scrambling goes on, with 3 seconds to play, the Rebels close the gap some. 84-75. I saw Bob today.
What's that?
So did I see Bob Elliott earlier today?
Yeah, he did. He stopped over and said hello. The big fella's an accounting guy here. He was from out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and he played in the mid-70s under Freddie Fox Snowden. They had Eric Money, Cornel Norman, the Detroit connection. Freddie Fox Snowden was from Detroit, and they had this place jumping in during that era.
31 fouls whistled against the Rebels today.
You know, it's amazing. Jerry Tarkanian had one of his greatest wins ever right here against San Francisco with Bill Cartwright, who had lost their last game of the season to the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They were #1 and undefeated, and Jerry Tarkanian's kids blew them away in 1977 and went on to the Final Four. Reggie Theus and company. As the handshake
is over. Arizona.
This one hurts Mr. Tarkanian. I know that. There's no way in the world that these two guys are going to send Christmas gifts to each other. I'll guarantee you that.
So, the Arizona Wildcats, defending Pac-10 champions, will start defense of their title next weekend against Washington State. UNLV, back to the gym, back to work.